Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Rich Latta here, back with another video. Today we are going to be reacting to the documentary that the Indiana Fever put together for Caitlin Clark's rookie season. Got it pulled up here. We're going to watch it together and, let's see what's going on with it, man. I'm going to analyze it, break it down from pretty much all the angles.
I feel like it's night and day from the day I got drafted.
With the first pick.
From Iowa City to the Circle City.
As a player, I've, been able to improve and try to take things from game to game to get better at.
Here are the first four.
Yep, that was Caitlin's first basket in the Indiana Sun. I remember it was in the second quarter, and it was the first of many, so.
Of Caitlin Clark.
Obviously, it was a big adjustment going from college to the professional level. There's a lot of areas that you have to learn, and you have to learn very quickly.
Clark, a dig first.
Triple-double for a rookie. Caitlin Clark has it.
And I feel very thankful to be surrounded by a coaching staff and teammates that, provided me a lot of grace, but always was there to be a shoulder to lean on and to really help me. I feel like I can continue to show up and be the same person that I am, and then as a player, just continue to improve every single day and, help this organization get even better.
So solid intro right there. Showed a lot of different, first three-pointer, first layup. Showed some of the camaraderie with Aaliyah Boston, some of it with Erica Wheeler as well. And it seems like Caitlin had really valued being able to be her true self. And we've seen the Caitlin de-escalation committee, which I feel like is necessary. Gotta keep her, she was one tech away, I believe, from getting a mandatory suspension. But this is who she is. She's a fiery player. And if you not rolling with it, I don't know what to tell you. So, because this is the one. She's the one.
It was perhaps statistically the greatest college career, men or women, in the history of the sport.
People are going to be upset with them saying that. She never won a national title. She never did this. Look, she did not go to UConn. She did not go to Tennessee. She did not go to Notre Dame. She did not go to Louisiana Tech. She did not go to Baylor. She did not go to Maryland. She did not go to a basketball powerhouse. She went to Iowa. Iowa. This is where she went. 2 back-to-back national title games. They should build a statue of her out there. That's important to note. I think a lot of fans of Caitlin Clark tend to get stereotyped. They tend to get put in one box. You can say, they're all trolls, they're racist, they're whoever. But, I mean, I'm a black man, and I enjoy the game of basketball. And there's a way that she played that appealed to me as far as how she got her teammates involved, the range that she shot with, the passing ability, the handles. Like, she plays a very palatable and digestible version of basketball for me or whatever. And, I just tend to be puzzled by seeing some of the, the reasons that get pointed out why she is so popular and who she's popular with. But I don't think anyone ever really busts it all the way open and tries to figure out why she appeals to the wide range of people. What do you guys think is the reason that is? What would it have been like to be in that that draft war room? Like, yeah, man, maybe we should think about picking somebody else. Anybody think we should take Cam Brink? And then immediately, like, you just slap whoever said that upside the head. Like, no, fool, we're taking 22.
First pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. The Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
When you're like sitting at your table, and obviously I kind of knew what was going to happen, but you're sitting at your table with your family, like you're still like a little anxious, and then the commissioner comes out and calls your name. Like it's super special and super fun for my family to be there and enjoy that with me. And
Nah, she rode up in the Prada too on draft night. So Caitlin up and down on the dress. I think some looks hit more than others, but I think I find her sense of style endearing.
It definitely shows that the hard work pays off, and I think more than anything, like, I'm just grateful. Like, I think I told my mom this, like, I earned it. Like, I earned this moment. I worked for it, and, like, you know, draft night only happens once, so soaking that in with all of them and enjoying it was super special. And a lot of my teammates, my coaches were there, you know, having them to celebrate that with me, because I wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for all of them.
It's all hers. Back to you.
Look at these two right here. Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark. We get to watch these two play together for hopefully the next 15 years. I'm all in.
Fever fans, it's Caitlin Clark. I can't wait to get to Indianapolis. I know you guys are excited. I am too. Go Fever!
The move from college to the pros is a fast one for all rookies. But with the season starting earlier in 2024 due to the Paris Olympics and the media spotlight Clark had garnered, the next few weeks would be a whirlwind.
Felt good. I was a little overwhelmed. I didn't know what to expect, but I wish I could have ran through like this, but outfit doesn't really make that work.
The shoes just won't let that happen.
Moving to a new city, meeting a new fan base, meeting her new teammates, and integrating into a
Off the rip, Erica Wheeler showing love.
new organization with the season less than a month away. And instantly, it would become clear that the spotlight on the Fever organization would be different than the franchise has ever seen, as Clark made appearances on numerous national outlets and media poured into practices just to get their first glimpse of the 2024 Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark as a pro.
Do you remember that one guy that asked that weird question that I believe they took his credentials? How's that guy feel right now?
Feeling of everything you did after Final Four leading up to this, including non-basketball things, what did it mean to you to just play beyond the world?
Yeah, I think that's what I was like most excited for, is like get all the other stuff out of the way. And you know, there really hasn't been a down period for me to like kind of really catch my breath, but at the same time, like I feel like really grateful for that too. And like I said to everybody, like I feel like I'm in really good basketball shape. Like there's no like getting back in shape for myself. Like I've been playing basketball. There's been no really off period, and for me, I feel like that's a really good thing. You just keep the momentum rolling and keep being myself, keep learning. Draft was amazing. New York City was amazing. LA was amazing, but I was excited just to get here and get back to playing basketball. And
At the end of the day, this young lady is a baller. Like, she can do all the things that make her a phenomenon, a marketable superstar that makes, you know, the Wilson basketball sell out, that will one day make her sneaker sell out. She can handle all that, but deep down she just loves the game, and I think that's what so many of us that are fans of hers identify with, just loving the game.
you know, doing my job.
You can hear her communicating. You can see the way that she can find you. I mean, her passes are tremendous, and so as a post player, it makes me want to run because I'm like, okay, I'll get a touch. Let me just get down there, just because of how well she passed it. But I mean, she's a great teammate. She just talks, communicates, we have laughs, and so it's always great.
It took a little while for Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark to get on the same page. Aaliyah Boston was struggling in the beginning of the year. It seemed like she just was not built for the offense. Game by game, it would come around a little bit more. And I think her, you know, growth as far as a roller and screen setter was immeasurable.
The Fever embarked on what likely is the toughest early season schedule a WNBA team has ever faced in the history of the league. 11 games in 20 days, nearly all against the very top powers in the league.
I got a theory on why that happened. I think they decided to, we're going to work Caitlin and the Indiana Fever to the bone. We're going to put her against all the top stars and hope, even if you guys give up on this team, which people did not, it's like you got to see some of the best players in the league. And it led to a 1-8 start. That was rough. I can't lie. It was rough. I was wanting changes made. But then I started thinking about it, and I felt like, all right, if they're playing and getting a little closer every time against these tougher teams, by the time they're playing some people that aren't as good, they should be ready for that. And it rolled right into that.
And it would take Clark and the Fever a moment to catch their footing. But even from the beginning, even in those tough early season moments, you could see flashes of the player Caitlin Clark was capable of becoming at the professional level. In just her 6th game as a pro, she finished 2 assists shy of a triple-double, drilling late game threes to bury the LA Sparks.
Chanted defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep 3! Oop, that is! It knocks that one down, and it's a big one.
She was so happy. I remember that was that one picture that everyone sends around with her doing, the celebration came from that Sparks game.
A jam-packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse filled to the brim with Fever fans. 22 jerseys and memorabilia everywhere you turn. Fans packed in the players' tunnel, hoping for a moment, an autograph from their young star. Through her first 11 games, Clark averaged 16 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds.
16, 6, and 5. So that's essentially, if you want to do the tier thing, 15, 5, 5. I want you guys to look up how many players in WNBA history averaged that alone. And this was the person they were telling was not good enough to be on the Olympic team. This was her slow start, so to say. It only got worse. For the non-believers, that is.
Despite being just a rookie, Clark would see hounding defenses focused heavily on her, a sign of respect for her ability, despite being just weeks old in her WNBA career. Then, Game 12, in the nation's capital, a night when both Clark and the Indiana Fever would transform seemingly overnight. In front of a sold-out building on the road, Clark dropped in 3 after 3 after 3, hitting 7 on the night, finishing with 30 points, helping lead the Fever to a victory.
Domination.
As it would turn out, from that night in DC on, the Fever would have the #1 offense in the WNBA, even better than #1 New York or 2-time defending champion Las Vegas.
Do you hear that? The #1 offense from that Mystics game on in the league. This is year 1. This team was not perfectly constructed to have the #1 offense. Kelsey Mitchell's a good scorer. Aaliyah Boston's a great back-to-the-basket player. Then you got Caitlin Clark. You need more elements to be a top offense, but I think that speaks to the value of Caitlin Clark and, by extension, Kelsey Mitchell, who has never met a shot that she doesn't like. And then the filling in of gaps between other players like Lexi Hull, who could get on fire from three-point range at a given time. And even people that can finish around the basket like Nalissa Smith. But this is only going to get better is my overall point.
2 partnerships in particular stood out. The last 2 #1 picks, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, their games seemed to click almost overnight. And once they did, they provided regular glimpses of what made their pairing so enticing in the first place. Boston setting powerful screens, opening up Clark.
Obviously, AB has probably, the most experience to what I kind of had to deal with coming in here, being the #1 pick and coming to this franchise. She was somebody that was always very uplifting, and the relationship we built, obviously, between the post and the point guard is a very important relationship.
The other, her backcourt mate, Kelsey Mitchell. The speed of Mitchell resulted in her being the primary target in Clark's get-ahead passes.
It's really quite simple to see. Once Kelsey Mitchell figured out all I have to do is run, that she had that in her bag. She'd been waiting for somebody to pass her the ball for years.
Which would turn into a major weapon as the season progressed. But Mitchell, who needs little space to get off a shot, would soon start to benefit from more open looks than she's had in her career.
To me, Kels is one of the most underrated players in our league and doesn't always get the credit that she deserves. She's had the best year of her career. She was absolutely tremendous, but she was always just somebody that was there for me and somebody I could lean on, and she was always there to pick me up.
And that signature deep three that made so many fall in love with her game, well, it translated right over into the WNBA too. Her average three-point shot was 28 feet away this year. That's 6 feet behind the three-point line and the furthest average distance in the entire WNBA. That seemingly unlimited range forces defenders to guard her much further away than they guard everybody else, which opens up other areas of her game and her teammates' game.
Yeah, when you are a threat from 28 feet, you're bending the defense to its breaking point. And Caitlin's passing, it's a lot more effective than trying to dribble out of these traps or anything. It's like the San Antonio Spurs in 2014. They were so dangerous as a passing team, and their whole thing was making these defenses chase the ball because they will never catch the ball if they're trying to chase it via a pass. You can dribble into trouble against them, but if you're passing the ball, they'll never catch up. And I think some of that kind of fell into the Indiana Fever offense as well this year.
When a defender has to pick her up at 30 feet, Clark regularly makes that defender pay by blowing right by her. This skill set is especially deadly in transition, where defenders have to make split-second decisions, which often turns into a pick-your-poison, leave a deadly three-point shooter open, or allow her to beat you off the dribble and with her passing. Her gravity alone makes her impactful even when the possession isn't run through her. It's of course not just one area that makes Clark great, but the combination of her shooting, scoring, passing, and rebounding, which is exceedingly rare. And that was on full display on July 6th when she made history.
First triple-double for a rookie. Caitlin Clark has it. More history for the Fever rookie.
Then just 11 days later, she'd make even more impressive history. With 19 assists in Dallas, she set a new WNBA record for most assists in a game.
I remember that game. I just kind of looked at the box score because I think I had got started watching it late or something. And I was just utterly confused. I was like, how many assists? And I think they lost that game. But still, just 19 assists, we were already, this was before the All-Star break. We had already left the planet, pretty much.
We're tied again! Incredible!
All of a sudden, as the Olympic break hit, Clark found herself as the WNBA's assist leader, an all-star, the first rookie with a triple-double, and she became the heavy favorite for Rookie of the Year, with her name even starting to creep into all WNBA territory. But Clark found out earlier in the year she would not be part of Team USA in the Olympics as many expected her to be. Instead, she harnessed that decision into a lethal three-headed monster of motivation, chemistry building, and rest.
They woke up a monster.
Coming in, right off my college season and then coming right to the WNBA, having that reset has been something that I probably haven't had in a year. So now that I've had a little break, it's been really good for myself, but I feel like I definitely have that itch to get back out there.
The version of Caitlin Clark and the Fever that emerged out of the Olympic break was a sight to behold, leveling up her game once again, and her teammates followed suit. The Fever went a WNBA best 7-1 in their first 8 games out of the break, going from a team hoping to make the playoffs to a team who clinched a playoff berth with weeks to spare, and one that would solidly end up with the 6th seed. This stretch of play would turn out to be the best stretch the Fever have had in nearly a decade, and Clark, of course, was at the center of it all, averaging 25 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. She was arguably the best player in the entire WNBA over this time.
You know, but we were supposed to pretend we didn't see this. We were supposed to pretend our eyes didn't work. We were supposed to pretend it was all make-believe. Stop pretending.
As she and Mitchell emerged as the best backcourt duo in the WNBA during this stretch. And the awards started pouring in. Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Then again. Then a third straight time. Another Rookie of the Month award. And Eastern Conference Player of the Month. It was a season for the record books. Among Clark's seemingly incalculable number of awards and recognitions include the only 2 rookie triple-doubles in WNBA history, the WNBA total assists record.
But they're running around here calling other people the point guard, apparently. Snatch your chain, give me your nickname.
The single game assist record, the most assists per game from a rookie, the most threes made in the WNBA this season, leading to Rookie of the Year and finishing 4th in the MVP voting.
Should have been unanimous.
Yet the impact of her rookie season may not be best remembered by the awards or the return to the playoffs, but rather the movement started in Indiana. The Fever not only set the WNBA's attendance record, they shattered it. Over 200,000 more people attended Fever games this season than any other team in any other year, and selling out every single road game too. Caitlin Clark's WNBA career is just getting started. And as she says, best is still to come. But her combined impact on and off the courts has already been breathtaking.
And this is bigger than just Indiana. I know the Fever are going to frame it like that. This is, I live in Atlanta. And I would have loved to go to some of these Fever dream games. But getting to that building, knowing how they jacked those prices up, knowing how it was standing room only, I was like, I'll just take in the game at the house. But this is every arena. This is only the beginning.
I think I relied on my teammates a lot. I relied on my coaches, and I'm very thankful for all of them, because that is not something you can ever bear the weight of just by yourself. Nobody ever really cared about that. We just cared about the expectation that was set in our locker room, and that was to, play the game the right way, have fun, and to get back to the playoffs. And I think we accomplished all of that.
Well, that was the historic rookie season of Caitlin Clark. What a nice documentary that the Indiana Fever put together for her, and kind of busting a lot of the narratives, or just kind of framing their own history in a way that I think the fans of the Fever and fans of Caitlin Clark can appreciate, and basically sent a message of this is only the beginning. So strap in, and we're gonna be headed to the promised land in a couple short years, it looks like. So what did you guys think of this documentary? Let me know in the comments, and I'll holler at y'all next time. My name is Rich. Peace.